Good evening and welcome to the February 21st, 2018 legislative session of the Town Board. And I'll officially call this meeting to order. I'll ask everyone to please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll ask Clerk to please call the roll.
Cole.
Here.
LaFountain.
Here.
Metzler.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Quinn is absent.
Thank you. We have the January 17th, 2018 minutes before us, and I would entertain a motion of approval for those minutes.
I move that the minutes of January 17th be approved.
I'll
second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on those minutes? Seeing none, I'd ask for a roll call vote of approval.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Thank you. Move on to communications and announcements, and I'll recognize our town clerk to start with communications.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Penfield residents in need of a new or updated passport are invited to attend our Passport Night in Penfield on Thursday, April 5th, 2018, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Penfield Town Hall, 3100 Atlantic Avenue. This service comes to Penfield through the partnership of Monroe County Clerk's Office and the Penfield Town Clerk. For more details, stay tuned to the town's website at penfield.org or call me at 340-8629. Also, just a reminder regarding the 2018 town and county taxes. Second installment payments are due on Wednesday, February 28th, here at the Town Hall. Processing information and other installment due dates are listed on the town's website at penfield.org. And if anyone has paid their taxes and are missing their receipt, the tax office can email your receipt by contacting 340-8626 or by emailing receivertaxes@penfield.org.
Right, thank you. Councilwoman Metzler.
I have two announcements this evening. First, in partnership with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Zone A Crime Prevention, I will again be offering and assisting with the Neighborhood Watch Program initiative for residents interested in starting a watch program in their neighborhood or through their homeowners association. This initiative is a great way to work with your neighbors to promote public safety and to prevent crime in our community. If anyone has an interest, please contact me at metzler@penfield.org, and along with the Sheriff's Office, we can work together to create a neighborhood watch in your area. Secondly, each year as the snow melts and temperatures begin to rise, the town starts to receive calls and emails from residents asking if and when the repairing of damaged lawns from snowplows will begin. The Highway Department tends to begin the repair of all lawns damaged in the later part of March, pending the long-range forecast. Crews will replace sod, bring in topsoil, and see the damaged areas. Thank you to everyone for their patience as we move into the spring months, hopefully shortly. And certainly if you have any questions, you can call our Department of Public Works. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Just a reminder that this coming Tuesday, that's February 27th, there will be a special election. Two propositions on the whether the town should or should not purchase the Shadow Pines property. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and there will be that vote will actually be at our community center at 1985 Baird Road. And again, polls open 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The Penfield Players will perform their Winter Readers Theater show entitled Fools on Saturday, February 24th and Sunday, the 25th at 2 p.m. Come enjoy a folly through the absurdity of a town that has been cursed for over 200 years. Fools is directed by Justin Riley and produced by Sandra Lowe-Dussel. Performances will be held at the Community Center at 1985 Baird Road. Theater admission is free, but donations to Penfield Players will be accepted at the door. For additional details, please go to penfieldplayers.org. Also, on Tuesday, February 27th, beginning at 6:30 p.m., Monroe County's Community Outreach Program to combat the nationwide heroin and opioid crisis will host an informational seminar at Willink Middle School, located at 900 Publishers Parkway. Panelists of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, The County Public Health Department and other agencies will lead a candid discussion on the serious situation that we face as a community. The outreach program has attracted significant interest from parents, teachers, and students since it began in 2016. The county has already taken an aggressive approach in combating the opioid crisis by investing heavily in awareness, education, and prevention. Presentations with other community partners are expected to take place throughout 2018. Publishers Parkway is located in Webster, north of Route 104 off Hard Road. For up-to-date information on the Monroe County's Opioid Action Plan, please visit monroecounty.gov. Thank you.
Mrs. Cole?
Penfield Rotary is holding an annual Spring Euchre Tournament on Sunday, March 11th at the Legacy at Willow Pond, beginning at 2 p.m. Cash prizes will be awarded based on scores of 8 games. Participation is limited to 100 people, so register soon. Tickets are $20 before March 10th and $25 at the door. You can register at Family First Credit Union on Browncroft Boulevard, by mailing a check payable to Penfield Rotary Club, or by calling Charlie at 381-4889. For complete tournament and registration details, log into penfieldrotary.org. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to public participation. 2 opportunities to address the board on any matter. If you're here in the audience, you can also call in at 340-8771, or you can log on at penfield.org, and we'll receive a message right here in the printer next to Councilwoman Metzler and myself. So I'll ask our clerk, has anyone signed up to address the board?
Yes. Robert Rona?
Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Board, and I know you guys all got elected without having any barriers, and you did a wonderful job for Penfield all these years. But I do have an issue. I consider myself a silent American. I lived here in Penfield for 37 years. I spent 9 years in the Army, 3 overseas tours, and I've been married for 52 years. And I live on 201 Willow Pond Way. Okay, I've never been in politics before. All I did is pay my taxes and raise a family. Then I found out about Shadow Pines. First of all, I think that for 2 years, a memorandum got in process, and if I look at how it did, I really think you people were very biased. And because there's a lot of property in Penfield, why pick this golf course? And by the way, the golf course just got reassessed. It is now reassessed for, I think, about $900,000. You people want to pay $3.65 million for something that is assessed at $900,000. My goodness. I mean, I'm just a normal guy. I wouldn't do that. Okay, so why does the town want to buy? Because they were biased. And my assessment is, here, I'm an American. Why do I want to see trees grow when I can see people living in this town to pay taxes, and once they put houses up, those taxes are going to be for, what, 40, 50 years? Not just what they're saying about the board for this, the ones that want to save Shadow Pines are saying, we're going to save so much money. No. Over the years, if you put houses up where Americans are going to get educated in Penfield, our businesses will thrive more. Why not do that rather than buy the land that watch trees grow? My goodness. So, Penfield's a quality place to live in. We have good schools. They talk about traffic. Do you know if they put houses in and let outlet to Clark Road, and once you hit Clark Road by Coiltrough and hit Browncroft, it's 4 lanes going into town. I don't think that's a big problem. Then they talk about schools. Well, my goodness, part of our schools are also Webster. I understand, and this is just hearsay, Webster has 2 high schools, and they're almost thinking of closing one. Why don't we talk with Webster, and if we have a school problem, that's up to them. You know, our school board, I know you people don't have anything to do with the school, but the school board, we could probably work something out there. In traffic, again, going into town wouldn't be a problem, I don't think. And we have our normal traffic on 5 Mile Line when in the morning it's at high school. It's just not going to go away, obviously. So, okay, what else do I have? You know what, that's about all. I want to tell people in this town to vote smart and vote no. Not for you, board. You board, you're 6 people, and let me tell you why I got riled up about all this. It was Mr. Quinn, who is absent, that said we can't have a memorandum. We can't have a vote because we don't have time. And he was really adamant. It got me all riled up. That's what really did. And you on the board, I know, I say you are biased. I know that there's some of your families that live close and all that stuff. I'm not going to bring that up in detail, but I still think you are biased about the whole thing, about the whole memorandum. And we have no business buying that. We have plenty of open space. The 2002, I think, and it goes to 2022, where these farms are going to be still protected. You know, east of 250, my goodness, we talk about open space. And, you know, you couldn't even put a park when you guys wanted to say, we wanted to see about putting a park in. The county said no. You know what? We have beautiful parks in Penfield. My goodness. I love Penfield. And I don't think you people can make the decision to buy this land. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Anyone else that has signed up?
No, I have no one else.
Okay. Ed, I see your hand. Ed Linskog, 40 Willow Pond Way.
On Monday night, I attended a Transportation Committee meeting, and we talked about the intersection of Willow Pond Way and Willow Pond Way. There's a transformer and a cable box and a building sign on the corner that obstructs view from looking north on Willow Pond Way. And for small cars, it's a chore coming out on driving east on Willow Pond Way and making a left turn. Mark Valentine said he was going to contact RG&E, but he didn't seem to be very optimistic about anything could be done. But I didn't realize that we put devices between the sidewalk and the curb, and that's where these 3 devices are located, and they really do obstruct vision coming from looking north from going eastbound. And I also suggested that the intersection need to be lit better. A lot of older drivers in that area, and checking Sheriff's Department data, there was an injury accident there last year that the car ended up running up into the transformer and knocking it off its pad. So any help we can get from the town would be much appreciated. Also, we're talking with Linda last night. We got into the spring-loaded hinges on the doors. Talked extensively with the fire marshal, and he says he can suggest that they be fixed, but he didn't have any enforcement means. I guess I found that to be a little suspicious. If it's a code violation, there should be a time limit when it should be corrected in order to put the building back to whole the way it was done when the certificate of occupancy was given. I don't know what you can do to help us on that situation. But he's cited them. They haven't fixed any of them as of yet. So, and this is a problem that's been going on for many years.
So I think when you were here at last meeting, Ed, we had spoken, Jeff David, the fire marshal, and Heidi Ball, the department had spoken with the new owner, Watermark, and they had it as a project that they were going to be working on. So I know that Jeff is staying close to them.
He indicated it to me when I spoke with him, too.
Right. So he's going to stay close to them. Again, I think the discussion was that, you know, while there is some code requirements, the international code, not local code, but the international code, while there is some code requirements, you know, there was a question or concerns about to what degree were they able to have those adequately addressed. I'll be more than happy to follow up with Jeff and Heidi again. But again, I don't think there's anything specific, at least according to Jeff at the time I spoke with him. There was nothing specific in there by way of, you know, any fines or anything like that for that.
That's what he indicated
Right.
to me, too. But if you do, it is a code violation. And he's told them certain doors need to work properly.
Sure.
And not all of them do. I don't know what other towns do about code enforcement for this type of situation. I'm sure Penfield's not unique with spring-loaded hinges. They got to be in
I'm sure that's right.
buildings all over the place.
So I'll once again speak with Jeff and Heidi on that, and maybe ask that they go back to the International Codes Committee for either an interpretation or some additional support from their end. And we do that on some regular basis. We'll reach out to the International Codes folks out of Albany and get either interpretations, ask for additional information, guidance, those types of things. So I'll ask that Jeff and Heidi do that.
I believe a Watermark is working on this situation. I'm just wondering why it's going to take them so long. And I know the problem has gone on for at least 10 years that I can ascertain by talking to other residents around there.
Yeah, so Watermark is less than a year old
Right.
as owners of the property. So, you know, I'm not sure what, if you had an opportunity to talk to the administrator at that facility, Michelle?
We have. We brought it up.
And her response,
Was that we're working on the situation.
okay,
But that's not very definitive.
sure, understand. Okay. I'll have another conversation with Heidi and Jeff.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
The other streetlights along Route 441, there's still 9 streetlights out on the 441. I've talked to Jim. I don't know whether it's a budgetary problem with him. He was talking about new heads that they were going to start installing around town. So, but there's a section by Woodside. There's 3 lights in a row that are out there. Some of the intersections are very dark. If that situation could be addressed, that would be helpful.
Okay. I know that Jim, he reported out at the end of the year that there had been a back order on the LED lights, the new
Okay.
lights that we're, you know, putting in place.
Okay.
We did encumber monies from 2017 into the 2018 budget so that those monies would not be lost, and that it would be added to his 2018 budget so that when those lights were available, because we're at a point that we do not have replacement heads for the old style.
That's
So-
what Jim indicated
And
to
now,
me, too.
and now
yeah.
what we're doing is, we're in a position we have to replace because the actual, the retrofit for the current heads is more expensive than replacing the head altogether with a new style.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
all right, Ed, thanks. Jim?
Jim Mathers, Creek Hill Lane. I'll just be short. I was up here last time asking if you could get somebody from the school board to come to the informational meeting. They were not able to. But I think what I really want to bring out there is I'd like to read an email from Dr. Putman that was sent to the advisory committee on June 30th, 2016. In this, he states, in addition, while the district can support the recommendation, we do have concerns with the assumptions being stated within the proposed language under this section. Purchasing the land is financially feasible. The memo we shared with the committee was based on a lot of speculation and assumptions. We are not comfortable using draft assumptions as an argument against development. There are other assumptions we or others can make that result in less or more tax impact. As a reminder, there is a number of other developments already being built which will impact our district and surely more to come. New developments and new students are issues that happen on a consistent basis and something that we always work through. Therefore, I recommend we remove or revise that section. I don't know what was changed in the moratorium committee, but I think that's a good statement of where the school district reconsidered some of their input to the moratorium committee. And also it says, in addition, there may be school tax impact. We must remember that 1/3 of the Penfield residents attend Webster schools and therefore do not pay Penfield school taxes. Thank you for the consideration and have a safe Fourth. Thomas Putnam. I just wanted to add that we have contacted him, our group, and to the best of my knowledge, they want to remain neutral, which I think is a fair position for them. So I just wanted to put on the record what I thought the school board would say. And I think even during some of those recommendations in the 3 or 4 page memo that outlined about 255 houses, it was maybe a $1 or $2 million shortfall. Well, that's on a $93 million budget. So you're talking about 1 or 2% issue on their budget also. So when I hear a lot of talk at this podium about the destruction to our wallet from school taxes by this being developed, I don't think it's a fair argument. I don't think the evidence is there to support that. I just want to put that on the record. Just one other, Bob was talking about enrollment. In 1999 to 2000, if you go on the net, you can find the enrollment in Penfield schools was 5,121 students. Today, it's listed at 4,480, a 14.3% decrease. And I think the assumptions, if housing would move into the Shadow Pines area, it was on the order of 300 students total that they were talking about. So if we'd gone down 600 or 700, I know we have other developments, but I just do not think that a drastic negative impact to the school budget is a good argument against not having development in Shadow Pines. Just a couple others while I'm here. I did a little review of open space in our neighbors, Parenton and Webster. And that I'll agree, you have to do a lot of diligence there of what is exactly open space and around utilities and that kind of space. But I think it's fair to say in the 2010 comprehensive plan, Penfield's listed at 7%. Parenton and Webster would come in the 3 to 4% region. We have the county parks, that includes Ellison Park and such, it helps us out quite a bit. But we today on paper have about twice the open space that Parenton and Webster do. think that's about it. I think Bob got into some of the background of why he got involved in this, and look at why I got involved. My biggest problem is I don't think it's fair and equitable to everyone in Penfield. This is a unique piece of property. It is a uniquely located beside a quarry. Everyone in the town knows about that piece of property, but it's viewed as being sacred. I don't consider it any different than 200 acres somewhere else in Penfield. And are we going to keep on buying land to defend against development in somebody's backyard? It sets a bad precedent. And you cannot keep on doing this for neighbors that are going to come and complain to you about, I don't want to see development, and bring up about a lot of reasons why it is negative to the town. You have to be equitable to everybody within the town. It's my position. And I hope everyone finds the initiative to get out and vote next Tuesday. Make your case known. We have gotten to this point that we now have a vote. Let's make sure that we utilize that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Is there anyone else that would like to address the board on any matter? Please, if you would. Good evening.
Thank you. My name is Linda Teglash, and I'm just here to share some information regarding Shadow Pines. Tomorrow evening, Thursday, February 22nd, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Penfield Community Center, there is an information session to save Shadow Pines and the Clark House. It will be a presentation to provide all the facts, and there will be a Q&A on this. Just gives everyone an opportunity to learn more, get the facts, and make a decision for the vote. Thank you.
Linda?
Yes.
I think I'm going to say the same thing that our clerk was going to say, and that is, could you spell your last name for the
Yes.
record, please?
It is T as in Tony, E-G-L-A-S-H.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to address the board on any matter? Again, there is an opportunity at the end of the resolutions as well. Okay. Yes. Carol?
Carol Samuel, 27 Huntington Meadow. Yes, you've seen me before. I just want to reiterate, not to you, but particularly to the town of Penfield residents, how important this issue is about saving Shadow Pines and saving the Clark House. With the vote 6 days away now, it's urgent that everybody make the attempt, not just hope that this referendum for the bond vote will pass, but to be there to vote in favor of Save Shadow Pines and Save the Clark House, both yes, yes. We know that there is opposition to that whole feeling. I have been talking to many, many people, and one of the questions that comes up often is, but what are they going to do with it? And I give them the answers that you have given us, Tony, and I commend you for the very thorough information night that you presented a week and a half ago. I think that was not even a week and a half ago. It was very well done. Tomorrow evening at the community center from 7 to 8:30, the Save Shadow Pines group will be presenting another information night. So that's at the community center. Save Shadow Pines group is showing these, yes, they're information that members of our group have uncovered in some respects, done a very lot of research, their heart is in it to save Shadow Pines, save the heart of Penfield. That's all I can say. And so to all of you who might look at this or who might be seeing this tonight even, I say, please, please realize that it's not just about, not in my back door. Yes, I live very close to Shadow Pines, but it is not that. It is saving the heart of Penfield for all of Penfield. Maybe the people that live closer to the city aren't so involved with the traffic issues, but I would think anybody who's living on the outskirts to the east should be very much involved. So there are people who just don't understand what the yes vote means or how important which way to go is. But when I tell them that there will be probably 255 houses, oh, I don't want that. I said, well, then you have to commit to a yes vote for now. So thank you, board, for all that you've put into it. And I'm hoping that next Tuesday night, we can celebrate on behalf of the Safe Shadow Pines group and for all of Penfield. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, before, hold on. I always check, my rule is that first-time speakers, and then after we go through first-time speakers, then, well, you're about to be a second-time speaker. So before you get to become a second-time speaker, is there anyone else out there that has not spoken that would like to address the board on any matter? Okay, Bob, you become the first second-time speaker.
Okay, thank you. Oh, my God. Again, thank you. I want to make sure that all of the Penfield residents are aware that the original price that you want to pay for Shadow Pines is what, 3.65 million?
That is correct.
And now that if we go through the assessment, it's assessed at 900,000. Wow. Would you buy something for 3.5 million for 900,000? And all these people that live close to Shadow Pines, I think that they're selfish. They want to protect 210 acres and watch trees grow rather than have houses there with people that can live in America, that can have a real nice environment, real nice education. We live in America. You can watch trees grow all over the place. We have lots of land. So I really think that they are selfish in their way of wanting just don't put homes up. Why not? We're supposed to be a town of planned progress. Progress is building houses, getting good people in here, have kids a good education, and become great Americans. And I consider myself a great American. 77 years old, 9-year veteran, pay my taxes, raise a family. That's what you do in Penfield. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for your service. Anyone else that would like to address the board? Okay, again, there will be another opportunity. End of the meeting. We'll continue on. Oh,
We did just, Mr. Supervisor, we did have something come in via email. It's somewhat redundant, but just in fairness to the person who submitted it, Tim and Sue Murphy have encouraging folks that the Save the Shadow Pines Advocacy Group is holding the information session tomorrow. So that came in via email as well for folks.
okay, thank you. All right, we'll move on with our agenda. The next item is additions and deletions to the agenda, and I'll recognize Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to add Resolution 18T-078 to tonight's agenda. That resolution is entitled Authorization for the Supervisor to sign a contract with Paragon Compliance LLC. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
second that addition.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Resolution 078 will be added to the agenda under new business. We'll move on. Petitions. Has the town board, town clerk, or town attorney received any petitions since our last meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to resolution by function, starting with law and finance.
Budget amendments in general fund for donations to recreation.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the Recreation Department received the following donations to the DEER program in the end of 2017 and to date in 2018, totaling $2,195. The amounts were $850, $50, $50, $1,000, $20, $200, and $25. And whereas the town board desires to have an up-to-date budget in relation to current appropriations and revenues, Be it resolved that the following 2018 budget amendment be approved. Revenues under Deer Program at $245, appropriations to the program at $245. From assigned general fund balance to account A00-6772-0004-4042 in the amount of $1,950. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes. 2019 Town Update.
Were it moved.
Second.
Whereas Section 305 of the New York State Real Property Tax Law mandates uniform and equitable assessments, whereas technical advice and financial assistance are available by cooperative agreements with the New York State Office of Real Property Services, whereas an update is necessary to comply with Section 305 of the New York State Real Property Tax Law. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Penfield that the assessor of the Town of Penfield is hereby requested to undertake and implement an update for the assessment rolls. The board supports the assessor having an RPS file in-house in order to accomplish the update. The assessor is authorized to enter into a necessary agreement to achieve this purpose. Any agreements resulting in expenditure by the Town of Penfield must first be approved by the Penfield Town Board. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for contract renewal for catch basin replacements.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the Department of Public Works desires to renew the service contract with AP Property Services for an additional term to the original contract as originally awarded in August of 2017. And whereas the contract bid specifications state that the agreement will run from the award date 8/2/17 through November 1st, 2017, with an option to renew the contract per the terms and conditions for up to 2 additional terms upon mutual written consent of the parties. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign a contract renewal with AP Property Services to furnish catch basin replacements for the Town of Penfield's bids specifications for an additional term to the original contract. The additional term agreement will run from the award date, February 21st, 2018, through November 1st, 2018. This resolution and the bid submitted by AP Property Services shall constitute the contract. This agreement is to be reviewed and approved by the town attorney.
Thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization to attend the Highway Superintendent's Advocacy Day for local roads and bridges in Albany, New York.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the New York State Association of Town and Highway Superintendents and the New York State Association of County Highway Superintendents co-sponsor an Advocacy Day campaign in Albany, New York to advocate for an increased share of the transportation funding for local roads and bridges. And whereas the Advocacy Day campaigns have been very successful in the past at advocating for maintaining our fair share of local roads and bridges funding. Now therefore be it resolved that the Director of Public Works is authorized to attend Advocacy Day campaign for local roads and bridges in Albany on Tuesday, March 6th and Wednesday, March 7th, 2018, and that all appropriated expenses will be reimbursed, which are already budgeted in the 2018 DPW budget.
Thank you. Discussion.
I'll just comment, Supervisor, as Chair of Public Works, this is a very important day for our highway superintendents locally. They go to Albany every year and essentially lobby for money to come back to our local municipalities here. It's certainly no secret that the share of money in New York and Albany tends to drift south more than it drifts west. And we've been very pleased with all of our highway superintendents locally going together to Albany to certainly advocate and bring back some more money locally for bridges and roads, which is certainly very important for our infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for the town board to accept a Monroe County CDBG grant for $32,000 for the 2015 Empire Boulevard Sidewalk Improvement Project and execute an agreement.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the Monroe County Development Administration has previously awarded a grant for a maximum amount of $32,000 for the 2015 Empire Boulevard Sidewalk Improvement Project in the town of Penfield. And whereas the town of Penfield accepted this grant through a previous town board resolution on May 5th, 2016, extending the contract through December 31st, 2016. Whereas the town of Penfield extended this agreement through a resolution on March 1st, 2017, extending this contract through April 30th, 2018. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Penfield Supervisor is authorized to execute an amendatory agreement with Monroe County for the project and a grant to continue through April 30th, 2019.
Thank you. Ed, I would just encourage, if there's going to be some dialogue, in fairness to those that are listening to the resolution and to the board, if we'd keep the conversation out in the hall versus in the room. Thank you for that consideration. The resolution 076 has been read, moved, and seconded. Any discussion on this particular resolution?
Just real quickly, Mr. Supervisor, I'd like to thank our two county legislators, Debbie Draw and George Ebert, for their support in securing this $32,000 grant. These grants are competitions among the towns, among the 19 towns throughout Monroe County, and we greatly appreciate legislator Draw and Ebert securing the $32,000 on behalf of the town of Penfield. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? One of the reasons this has extended so long is the ongoing discussion that we've had with New York State DOT about the permit process and what's been required for that. There's a segment of this area that has a need for an extension of a head wall from a culvert that runs under Empire Boulevard, and there's been a lot of discussion, design, redesign that has taken place for that. Hopefully that has all been worked out, and we'll be able to move forward and have that completed by the end of our construction season. Seeing no further discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization to attend the New York State Recreation and Park Society Conference.
So moved.
Second.
The Recreation Department staff are members of the New York State Recreation and Park Society. The annual conference will provide professional training and CEU credits that will benefit the town. Be it resolved that the following recreation staff is hereby authorized to attend the 78th Annual New York State Recreation and Park Society Conference and Expo from April 15th to the 17th in Syracuse. Lynn Ann Conroy will be going. Funds are provided in the 2018 budget.
Great, thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Thank you. We'll move on to old business. Is there any old business to come before the board this evening? Seeing none, we do have new business, and I'll ask our clerk to please read Resolution 078.
Authorization for supervisor to sign a contract with Paragon Compliance LLC.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town of Penfield is a member of the Finger Lakes Municipal Health Insurance Trust. Whereas the town of Penfield utilized and paid for services rendered by HB Solutions relating to patient protection and Affordable Care Act for 2017. Whereas HB Solutions Incorporated has sold their PPACA compliance business to Paragon Compliance LLC. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to sign the Paragon Compliance LLC contract in the amount not to exceed $5,500. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion? Again, as the resolution indicated, the business was sold from one vendor, HB Solutions, to Paragon. All of the terms, conditions are exactly the same, as well as the cost, and we want to make sure that the records for our contracts are accurate. So this is just moving the contract from HB Solutions to Paragon. With that, seeing no further discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Thank you. This brings us to the second opportunity for public participation. Again, if you're here in the audience, you can address the board at the podium. You can call in at 340-8771, or you can log on at penfield.org. Is there anyone that would like to address the board on any matter? Okay, seeing no one in the audience, no phone calls coming in, and no additional emails. The February 21st, 2018 legislative session of the town board stands adjourned at 7:46 p.m. Thank you for everyone that participated. Thank you to PCTV.